proud of the work that our men are doing, and we hope that the communities that our men are at are benefiting from their efforts.
Is there anything else you would like to share or say?
Again, I just want to express my gratitude to the congregation here as well as the staff. I think this has been phenomenal, and I know I speak for our newest members and our newest colony in our organization in saying how grateful we are for this opportunity. And anything that we can do to support the community and the church going forward, we would be happy to extend our membership and anything that we can do to assist.
And now we listen to a second program with Elizabeth Hupp, a member of the church and a member of Interplas. Let's join the conversation. Elizabeth, tell us what the project is that you've been involved with for the last number of years.
The project was involved was Interplast, starting in California, and then also with the local group here in Morgantown, so Interplast, West Virginia. I got involved serendipitously by meeting Dr. Fogarty at a football game and having to sit through many slides from Africa, from when he lived in Africa and worked in Africa, and talking about the work that he did with Interplast himself as a resident at Stanford. It's a nonprofit organization specifically to go on trips like this to take care of those in the third world countries with cleft lips, cleft palates, burn, contracture issues, sometimes hand issues, things like that, anything related to plastic surgery that is deforming or that they can't get done in their country.
What inspired you to get involved with this?
I suppose his enthusiasm for it and the idea that he wanted people here in Morgantown in the local area to be involved in it. Yes, the last two trips, one was to Peru and one was to Nicaragua. And the local group is involved are two nurses from Ruby, from the OR, Lucy Pierce and Jay Bowers, two CRNAs from Ruby, which is Alice Lorenz and Woody Dennison, myself, and Linda Foster, who's a PACU nurse on 2 West from WVU. The other folks, one surgeon was from Huntington, who's a plastic surgeon in Huntington, and the other one on one of the trips was from California, and the other trip was someone who'd been here before, Dr. Jim Butterworth, who's in Iowa. Yes. And the anesthesiologist was Stu Neal from Canada. Forgot to mention the pediatrician, Paul Quintana, who's from California, has been on many, many, many trips with both the Interplast group out of California and as well as with Dr. Fogarty.
How long do you generally stay?
With this group, a week. We go for a week. We have clinic the first day and then operate at least 4 days and then pack up and get ready to leave the next Saturday. The larger group from California usually stays 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks, depending on where they're going. We usually see around 100 to 120 folks in the clinic, and they've already been sorted by the contacts there in the area. Some of them just aren't candidates for one reason or another, whether it's a health reason or just it's something that's really not needed, not necessary. So some of the places are nicer than others, and in some of the places, even in the place where we were in Nicaragua in the fall, they were building a new OR that actually had a recovery room instead of us being in the hallway. So we'll be looking forward to going back there this fall, hopefully.
Tell us an inspirational story or two from all of your people that you've worked with. I'm sure you have memories and thoughts of at least one or two persons and that bring you great joy and you do love to remember and perhaps even to share. Can you share a story or think of one?
One patient that was on one of my early trips in the early 90s was a lip patient, and her name was Diana, and maybe it's because I got to watch her surgery and then I took care of her in the recovery room, and she was about 8 months old, 9 months old, something like that. And we were in Ecuador, and just the fact that what she looked like before, and then what she looked like, even in the recovery room with the lip being swollen and things like that, just from the surgery, it was just amazing to me, that they could take what they did and make it into what they did. And the look on her mother's face, and hearing them thank you, which is fine. You don't go for the thanks, you go because you want to help people and help them live a better life, the children live a better life. So for me, I'd kind of like to see Diana at a what she looks like now, because she'd be 26 years old or something like that now. But anyway, just things like that that
Sure.
you know that are going to make the difference, in just their everyday life. Things that we take for granted.
Are all the countries you've been in South America, or have they been elsewhere?
No, I've been to Central America, South America, Asia, Vietnam, Burma, China. Over, so variety of places. It's taken me a lot of places I never dreamed I'd see.
Sure. Let me ask you this question. You're a very faithful member here at the First Christian Church, and I'm sure in some ways your faith has had something to do with you volunteering to give back to the world, certainly to give back to these children, those who need medical help that otherwise wouldn't receive it. Why do you do this based on your faith?
Well, again, too much what you're given, you need to give back, and I've been very fortunate in my life to be in a profession where I can do something like this and use my skills and my knowledge of those kinds of things. So it's using the talents that you're given to give back and hopefully make that a good experience for those folks.
Are there other types of medical mission trips that are taken by other departments within the university setting that you know of? I mean, certainly yours is well known. It's been well publicized and well documented. And certainly Dr. Fogarty has a worldwide claim for this. Are there other types of programs that go into other countries from other departments at WVU that you know of?
Well, there is an international medicine group, and they do a lot of different things. Much of it is teaching as far as just general health care, those kinds of things. And there are several nurses at Ruby, for sure. I'm sure there are at Mon General and Fairmont General as well, that go on some of these trips. And
Gotcha.
they set up clinics, they do inoculations, they just all kinds of things, assessments of healthcare needs, and then go from there. So there are a lot of folks from the university that go. The other person from Morgantown that goes is Dr. Armini from the ENT group.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
It's just been a wonderful experience and something that I never ever dreamed would be possible. Didn't realize it was out there, and certainly the encouragement to go and the support of everyone, my work and all that has been tremendous. So,
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. There are many ways that God uses us to improve the world, share His Word, and give people worth. What are you and I doing today to achieve those visions? Next week, we will hear about a saint of the church, William H. T.P. Kendrick, who lived from 1882 to 1937, but whose spirit remains with us today. He was a pioneer of the West Virginia 4-H program, and who, under his leadership, the name 4-H was adopted in West Virginia. He helped found Jackson's Mills as the site of the 4-H state camp and developed the 4-leaf emblem, emphasizing the 4-H idea of head, hand, heart, and health from the fourfold life of mental, physical, religious, and social development as characterized by the development of Jesus and recorded in Luke chapter 2, verse 52. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. You'll learn more about him, where he was born and grew up and came to West Virginia, and his involvement, and his favorite poem, Be the Best of Whatever You Are. That's next week on our program of First Christian Church. We thank you for watching our 6th program of First Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, showing you the many faces of faith and activities, community enrichment, and spirituality in the areas of ministry, music, message, and Morgantown. We're small, but we have a large heart for the heart of people and for the heart of Morgantown. We believe that through this church, you will be able to increase your faith, grow your children, and deepen your community involvement. Today we featured interviews with Elizabeth Hupp and Chris Buck and heard the choir sing 2 anthems. We want to bring you a program of relevance and reverence and show that it can relate to you. We want to show you our ministry at work through our people and activities. And we want to show a portion of where we support the efforts of many people and agencies of Morgantown in their outreach to people. Please join us in church for fellowship time at 9:45 and then for church at 10:45. And then through the week and also on Sundays, we have other spatial activities we invite you to become a part of. So until we meet again, this is the interim minister, Dee Dee Mann, on behalf of the members and friends of First Christian Church, saying so long, take care, and God bless you.